Alright, today's a change of the spark plugs here on the Jeep. It is a bit difficult to do on a Jeep because you got to get this intake manifold out of the way. Otherwise, your three here on the right side are pretty visible. You got 1, 2, 3. Take this out of the way, and we're gonna have 4, 5, and 6 on this side right here. The first step is to take out the intake right here. Just gonna have these two 10mm screws, and you're gonna take off the collars right here and right here with a flat head, or I believe an 8mm. You also have this sensor right here that you're going to need to pull out. Now you need to take the sensors off of the throttle body right here. You have one right here. You're also going to have to take this one off right here. Then you have 4 nuts right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to take off. Now to get the intake manifold ready to take out, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another one back there, a 7th one. These are all 8mm, and these are pretty long, so gotta take all these out, and then we'll get ready to pull the manifold off. And you have a few hoses that are gonna need to come off too. These 2 right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull them off. And to get to this last one back here, there's some foam here. If your Jeep is still stock, you gotta take that off, use a trim tool and stick it up under here and pry these 2 out. And it should open it up a little bit to be able to get to that back one. And you can see now the whole thing is loose. We're gonna pry it out and make sure to clear these bolts on this side. So we're gonna push it this way, and then we're gonna lift it up just like that. All right, and found 2 more things that are attached. Get 2 more trim pieces right here, and then 2 more bolts to pull out. Both of these look like 10mm. Now we should be actually free. This is your intake right into your engine. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cover these up with some rags to keep from anything falling in here. All right, now here at this point, all I gotta do is lift up that piece of foam, and now your other 3 spark plugs are revealed. Now we're at the easy part. Basically for each of these 3 here and on the other side, all you gotta do is pull the plug out of the ignition coil. Get that out of the way. You have what looks like a 10mm bolt right here. You know, undo that, pull the coil out, get the spark plug unscrewed, pull that out with a magnet, and then carefully slip a new one in, thread it down to spec, and then do that for all 6 of them. I'll show doing it on the first one, and then it's just a repeat process for the rest of them. All right, so now you got the coil out. You can literally just look right down, and I can see the top of the spark plug right there, especially with good light. You need a 5/8 plug puller. A lot of times these have a magnet on them, which is super helpful. I would say just for the first one, slide it down there, spin it, you'll get a feel, you'll feel where it catches. Unscrew it really carefully and pull it out. And if you don't have a magnet, get you one of these. It's just it's got a flashlight on it, but it's really handy for an extendable magnet. I use these to pull spark plugs out all the time. There you go, there's the old one. And here's the old versus new. This is after 11 years and about 75,000 miles. It'll be good to have these iridium plugs in here now. Now when you don't want to just slide these into their new spot. What you really want to do is put it in really easy and start threading it. You really want to make sure not to cross thread these. So do it really gentle and start making sure just by hand that it's not going to catch. One trick if you don't have a magnetic puller is to use the end of your ignition coil, kind of suction it on there just a little bit, and you can use this to get it threaded. You can feel it seat, give it a few turns, and you should be able to pull this out. Yep, that means the threads are started. So again, really carefully Do it by hand at first until it starts getting tight. You want to feel and make sure that none of these are cross-threaded. Alright, all of the spark plugs have been swapped out now, and the last step that I'm going to do that's kind of a little bit extra, but I recommend doing it, is swapping out these gaskets on the intake manifold. Every cylinder is going to have one. There's the old gasket right here. You can order a gasket kit from Rock Auto or from Amazon or something. I'll put links in, but generally gaskets need to get replaced before they're crushed down again, and I'm not too worried about these. You can just leave these in there probably, but this has been in there for over 10 years, 75,000 miles, and I have a new kit anyway, so I'm just going to stick them in there. So all 6 of those get a new one, and then once those are in, I'm going to put everything back together. Alright, and then the last step is to put everything back on. Make sure that when you put in these 7 bolts, you torque it to 6 foot-pounds. There's a little thing on the cover that says 7 to 9 Newton meters, but all 7 of these just do them to 6 foot-pounds. And that should be it. Good luck on doing it on your own.